three very different authors, as usual. I try to mix it up a little bit. Tonight is no exception. Stuart has written 3 books and published them independently. He has not won a Hugo Award or any other writing prize you might have heard of, but he did once get an honorable mention in a Writer's Digest competition.
Climbing up the corporate ladder didn't interest me, and traveling the world, shit, that would mean getting on a plane. F that. The screenwriting was just a hobby, a silly pipe dream, a little creative outlet, and never destined to be a career. If anyone wanted to pay me for one of my stories, I'd likely think they were joking or mad, and then I'd have a panic attack. We had discussed all this before marriage, and I guess I had half-heartedly agreed to all her demands, but why wouldn't I? She was attractive, and more critically, somehow interested in me. She said I had a spark, whatever that meant, a hidden talent, a superpower. I was just glad she thought I had something worth exploring, because entering my 40s still unmarried was starting to depress me. I came to America and I'm 27 years old, and I was a bartender, and I was starting to I'm not doing a whole lot with my life. So the first time I wrote this as a screenplay, it was about a guy that just hadn't lived his life, he hadn't lived his life, and he needed to, now that he was dead, he needed to solve that before he could get entry into heaven. And he was sent some afterlife counselors to help him along the way. And also he's stalked by a Hell's assassin while this is happening. So and then 20 years later, when I wanted to take a break from middle grade science fiction, I wanted to write something for adults. I wanted to base it in Anaheim. I had reached a point in my life where I'm like, oh, now I'm doing a midlife crisis almost. So I'm like, okay, so I moved to 20 years later. I'm like, oh, now I'm experiencing sort of like a midlife crisis. So I can work that into the story. I have had some issues with anxiety, and so I can work that into this story. And I can get more into details, and I can take this a lot further than you can with the screenplay. So that's what I did.
So George is autobiographical to a certain extent?
There are some, the yoga story is true.
Hi, I'm PJ Calando. I'm a writer. Ta-da! This is my book. And I'm really here to tell you that I love Lit Up. Third Tuesday of every month. It's an Orange County event. But authors come from San Diego, LA, and they're local too. And we get to interact and ask questions. It's an awesome event. Come sometime. The third Tuesday, 7 o'clock, Bardot Cafe.
Donna is a mystery writer from Orange County. She grew up in the San Gabriel Valley and moved to Orange County, where she went to high school and later retired after 25 years with the County of Orange. She published her debut book in 2013, Crimson Gold, a fiction novel based on the murders of her great-uncle and his wife in 1939 Alaska. Crimson Gold was a finalist in the 2015 Red City Review Book Awards mystery thriller genre. Her new book, Hands Across the Grave, was released on July 22nd and is a sequel to Crimson Gold.
I'm going to go through the first few chapters because I think the best place to start is at the beginning. It's Chapter 1, August 1967, Monrovia, California, the home of James and Meg Riley. The man stood in the shadows, watching Meg through the translucent kitchen curtains. Not realizing he had moved forward, trying to get a clearer look at her, he collided with a small metal table. He tried to stop the table from toppling over, but to his horror, he and the table continued to fall, landing on the cement patio. He cringed from the crashing sound of the metal hitting the cement, followed by Meg's piercing screams. He had to get out of there. It wasn't until he tried to stand up that he realized his pant leg had gotten caught on one of the table legs. His eyes burned from the sweat running down his face as he struggled to free his pant leg. Just as he was able to tear the fabric and free his pant leg, the backyard lights came on. The back door flew open. He looked up to see James running toward him. Adrenaline kicked in as he ran to the back fence. He easily scaled the fence, landing on the other side with a thud. He jumped up and continued running toward the back alley.
what was it about these characters that made you want to write another book like this instead of a standalone, maybe about something different?
Well, I liked the FBI agent. I liked the relationship he had with his wife, and their story had just kind of, at the end of the other book, their story actually had just started. So that gave me, a reason to continue the story about their journey, and also another character in the book that had been the U.S. Commissioner up there and now lived in Seattle. In my book, lives in Seattle and writes murder mysteries based on his Alaska experiences. And so then I thought, well, if I, move this up a few years and have my agent retiring and, start having some, make his life difficult.
Torturing him.
Yes.
We like it when you torture our favorite character. He stayed up studying economics at Stanford. Oh, that's the interesting part, yeah. Studying economics at Stanford, and music at San Jose State University before he embarked on a career in banking. That career enabled him to live and work in Latin America, Canada, and North Africa, and to do business in Spanish, French, and Portuguese. Yeah, there's going to be a test later. Carl's love of books started in elementary school. Forbidden to watch TV after dinner, he had his head in a book almost every night. That led to stories that scared the bejesus out of the other kids in his elementary school. Carl always loved to write, but never had the time or money to do it full-time until recently. Carl says that fiction allows him, and you're here so we'll ask you, to synthesize the seemingly contradictory parts of his life. Murderabilia combines private banking, serial murderers, and Christian Science. Now there's a cocktail for fun. Yeah. Nonprofit work inspires him. He is a partner at San Diego Social Venture Partners, an organization that mentors other nonprofits to reach the next level. Carl lives with his wife in San Diego. His 2 grown sons are close by and wonder how he knows so much about serial killers and banking crimes. Ladies and gentlemen, Carl Gandro.
When our clients visit us, they're supposed to feel as if they're chatting with the kind of trustworthy and cultured friend who would never need their money. My career, my life, was carefully constructed to appear normal until 2 years ago. That's when a simple cell phone call unraveled the layers of my facade. When I answered, I was standing beneath the glass cupola in our bank's main hallway. A voice distorted beyond recognition said, "William McNary, that's not your real name, is it, Tex?" I pushed my palm against the wall to steady myself. Tex was my childhood nickname when we lived in Illinois, the name my father gave me. Do you ever think about hands? You thought about hands a lot, your daddy did, right, Tex? You there? An electronic warble could have been a laugh. Who is this, I asked. Your brother, the only one who really knows you. The line went dead. I don't have a brother. I stumbled down the hallway toward the bank's reception area. I could go down the elevators and get some air, but instead I turned and lurched the other direction toward the fake French doors that led into the banking department. Passing the rows of offices inside, I was aware of Ambrose Hines pitching on the phone. The book itself, I wrote more than 20 times. So you can see that the first chapter got written at least 20 different times, right? And what do you include, what don't you include, what details do you include, what don't you include, how do you keep the pace moving? And you've got 4 characters in the first chapter, so how do you delineate all these characters? It was a challenge.
So tell us a little bit about the story that you can tell us without giving it away.
William McNary has been hiding a terrible secret, and that was when he was 8 years old. His father was arrested for killing 31 women and taking photographs of their bodies. And it was such a stigma. He was rejected by his community, by all their friends. Overnight he was a pariah. The whole family was a pariah. So they changed their name, moved to California, and pretended that it never happened. So for 31 years he's been dodging this past, and now he's confronted with it.
And like all good serial killer families, they moved to California. Thank you, Carl.
My name is Craig Wells. I'm a writer. I write political thrillers. And I come to Lit Up the third Thursday or third Tuesday of every month because it's such a great event. They've got great writers that come in and they've written a lot of books. They're bestsellers from nationwide. They come out of San Diego, Los Angeles, and Orange County. Or you get some newer authors. But the thing that's really fun is they read out of their books. You get an idea of what people's different styles are, and you get to ask them questions and get to know what they're all about. Lit Up is a great program. It's a nice casual event. And besides, it's like Cheers, where you come in and everybody knows your name.
I'm Maddie Margarita. I'm the host of Lit Up Orange County, a conversation with readers and writers. It's a local writer's salon in Orange County where we have 3 local writers who come in and read their work, and then we discuss it with our audience and have fun. It's a great networking event, and we get to meet a lot of friends, and we get to read a lot of writers, and we welcome everyone. So we hope to see you at some time in the future.